consolidated table, I have noted down their characteristic properties: metal, non-metal, metalloid and noble gas. If the question will come like you have to write the difference between metal and non-metal, then you can note down all these characteristic properties, and if we have to write the difference in between non-metal and metalloid, then you can note it down these characteristic properties. If the question will come that what are the metalloids, then you can note down this characteristic property and give one or two exam. The same for noble gas. So these are the total characteristic properties for metal, non-metal and metalloids and noble gas. Let us see one by one. Whatever I have marked with blue letters, they are exceptions. We will discuss it. So for metal are generally solid, but the exception is Hg. What is Hg? It is mercury. Mercury at room temperature, it is liquid. So mercury is exception when we are talking about metal, that metals are solid, but the exception is mercury. Metals are generally lustrous, that means they have shine, but the exception is iodine. Iodine do not have shine, but iodine is a metal. They are malleable, but the exception is zinc. They are ductile. Then they are good conductors of heat and electricity. Heat and electricity. Metals are good conductors. They have high melting point and high boiling point. They have high density. Then they are monoatomic. Now what is the meaning of monoatomic? Monoatomic means if we are talking about iron, then Fe alone can exist. That means they are monoatomic. So these are the characteristic property of metal, and there are three exceptions: 1, 2 and 3. This is iodine. Iodine is not lustrous even though it is metal. Zinc is non-malleable even though it is metal, and mercury is a metal but it is in liquid state at room temperature. Now let us talk about non-metal. What all characteristic properties the metals are possessing, the exactly opposite characteristic properties are non-metals are possessing. So they do not have luster. They have luster, they do not have luster. But the exception is graphite. Graphite is non-metal but it does have luster. Now when we are talking about malleability, non-metals are non-malleable. They are non-ductile. They are bad conductors of heat and electricity, but the exception is graphite. That graphite, even though graphite is a non-metal, it is a good conductor of electricity. They are having a low boiling point and melting point. They have low density and they are monoatomic as well as they are diatomic. If we are talking about chlorine, then chlorine cannot exist alone. It has to be Cl2. If we are talking about oxygen, then it cannot stand alone. It has to be O2. Like that, they are diatomic. Now when we are talking about metalloid, so what are the metalloids? Metalloids are combination of metal and non-metal. They are possessing characteristic properties of both metal and non-metal, but they are chemically reactive. They are monoatomic. When we are talking about boron, then it is metalloid. Now when we are talking about noble gas, they are chemically inert. We can find them in traces in our atmosphere. Argon, krypton, xenon, all are in very minute proportion, but they are present in the atmospheric air. They are monoatomic. They are very stable and they are monoatomic. So this is all about metal, non-metal, metalloid and noble gas. If they are asking any difference from this, then you can write this characteristic property and you can write their differences. You may get question like all the metals are malleable, but the exception is, then you have to write zinc. So these exceptions are important. They will come in 1 mark or half mark in fill in the blanks or in match the following. Let us talk about molecules. So what are the molecules? When the molecule are formed, so same element or different element combined and they are forming molecule. Here first we will discuss about when the same element are coming together and they are forming a bond, and then it is called a molecule. So first we are talking about same element. Later on we will talk about different element. So when same elements, for example hydrogen. Hydrogen is an element. So one hydrogen is making a bond with another hydrogen and they will make H2. So this is a molecule and this is an element. So this is a hydrogen and this is a hydrogen. Covalently they are making a bond. So this collectively known as molecule of hydrogen. They have combined with a chemical bond. So they are known as molecule. This is a one molecule of hydrogen. Here two same elements have joined together and they have made one molecule of hydrogen. Two elements are coming together and forming a molecule. So here first we are talking about monoatomic molecule. Monoatomic molecule means it has only one atom in it and they are independent in the nature. They don't need any other element to support and to become stabilized. So they are known as monoatomic molecules. Because they are independent in the nature, we call them molecules. So from metal, sodium and magnesium are monoatomic molecules. Under noble gases, all the noble gases are monoatomic molecules because they are independent in nature with one atom. So that's why we call them monoatomic molecule. Neon and argon. You can note down all the noble gases here. Now when we are talking about diatomic molecules. Diatomic means in one molecule there are two atoms. That means it is diatomic molecule. Under this iodine, bromine, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, all these are diatomic molecules. So this element's atomicity is 2. When we are talking about atomicity. Atomicity means this element is stable under this many atoms. That means when hydrogen is there, when one more hydrogen will combine with it, then it will make H2. This molecule is stable. So atomicity will differ from element to element. So all these elements are having atomicity of 2. Iodine's atomicity is 2, bromine's atomicity is 2, hydrogen's atomicity is 2 and oxygen and nitrogen's atomicity is 2. Again, what is an atomicity? Atomicity is a number that number of atoms are coming together and form a molecule. That is an atomicity for that particular element. It will vary from element to element. So all these elements are having atomicity 2. When we are talking about polyatomic molecules, polyatomic means more than 2. So in this category, ozone is there and phosphorus is there. In ozone, oxygen's atomicity is 3, phosphorus atomicity is 4 because in this 4 atoms of phosphorus are coming together and forming a bond. So this is phosphorus and we required 4 atoms to make molecule of phosphorus. So atomicity of phosphorus is 4. When we are talking about sulfur, sulfur's atomicity is 8. So 8 atoms of sulfur are coming together and making one molecule of sulfur. So atomicity will differ, and atomicity will applicable to only for same elements molecule. You cannot combine carbon and oxygen and making, and you can say that atomicity of carbon dioxide. No, it cannot work like that. Atomicity is only for the same elements. When same elements are coming together and forming a molecule for that element is known as atomicity. So how many number of atoms you require for that element, that count suggests you the atomicity of that particular element. Now this is all about when same elements are coming together and forming a molecule. Monoatomic molecule, diatomic molecule, polyatomic molecule and atomicity. All these concepts are related to when same elements are coming together and making a molecule. Now we are talking about when different kinds of elements are coming together and making a molecule. For example, carbon dioxide. So atoms of different elements combines and forming a molecule that is known as compound. When we are talking about compound, for example carbon dioxide, then you can say that this is a one molecule of carbon dioxide. In one molecule of carbon dioxide, one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen are combined. So this is one molecule of carbon dioxide. But this molecule has been formed from two different kinds of elements. So it is also known as compound. So when we have talked about molecule, we know that molecules are formed from two different types. One is from the same elements, other one is from the different kinds of elements. When we are talking about the same elements, under same elements we have monoatomic, diatomic and polyatomic molecules, and we have atomicity of molecules. Then when we are talking about different kinds of elements which are making molecules, those molecules are known as molecules of compound. So now let us discuss about compound. Let us understand what is a compound. When two different kind of elements are coming together, two or more kind of elements are coming together, then they are making a compound. Compound are always formed by different kind of elements, and they are always combined with a chemical bond. So that is known as compound. So what are the examples for compound? Water molecule, then carbon dioxide molecule. These are the example of compounds. Now let us understand the characteristic properties of compounds. They are always in definite proportion. We know that when any compound is being formed, then it has to be in one definite proportion. I have earlier explained you that when one molecule of water is like this, then there are two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen are chemically combined. If it is H2O2 or it is HO2, then these two are not a water molecule. This is only the water molecule. Why? Because two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen are combined. So this means they are in definite proportion. If we are talking about water, then it has to be H2O. So they are always in definite proportion. Then they are homogeneous. They are homogeneously mixed. Then are one of a kind. Compounds are one of a kind means if you are talking about water molecule, then anywhere on the earth the water molecule will be same as H2O. If you are changing your place and from one continent to another continent, then the water's formula is not going to change. So that means it's a one of a kind. That means water molecule is H2O only. Definite set of property. Each and every molecule, when we are talking about compound, each and every compounds are having a specific set of properties. So those properties will remain same for each and every molecule of that particular compound. So they are having a definite set of properties. Next characteristic, elements do not retain their original property. That means, let us take one example, iron and sulfur. When these two will mix together and they will form a compound iron sulfide. Now when they are separate, when they are in the element form, what are their characteristic property? That iron we can separate it through magnetic separation. If we are mixing these two by physical mean, then after that, when you want to separate them, just if you will rotate a magnet upon this mixture, then your iron will be separate out. Why? Because iron has a property to attract toward magnet. Now, when we have a compound iron sulfide, these two elements are combined with each other by chemical mean. That means they have chemical bond within them. Till now we were talking about only mixture when these two were separate. Now when they will combine, then after that if you will pass a magnet or rotate a magnet upon them, you cannot separate iron from them. After a chemical bond, after making a chemical bond and making a molecule of iron sulfide, iron is no more attracted towards a magnet. That means iron's property has changed after becoming an molecule of iron sulfide. How this has happened? Earlier they were separate, earlier they were in the form of element, where iron was possessing its own set of property and sulfur was possessing its own set of property. Now when they are mixing together, they are chemically combined, they are forming a molecule of iron sulfide. Now it has its own set of property. So iron sulfide is different from iron and sulfur. Same thing you can check for NaCl. Chlorine is a harmful gas for human. Sodium. Sodium metal is very reactive. If it will come in contact with water, rapidly it will burn. So they are two possessing this kind of property. But when they are making a chemical bond, when they are making a molecule of NaCl, it will become salt and it is edible for humans in their food. We are having salt daily in our food. So, and salt is necessary for our body. So earlier sodium and chlorine was possessing some different kind of properties. After being a molecule of sodium chloride, they have its own set of property. Can be separated. Yes, we can separate iron and sulfur by chemical reaction. Any compound, if it is attached with a chemical bond, then we can separate it with a chemical reaction and we will get our elements back. So this is all about characteristic properties of compound. It is very important if they will ask you a question like write a characteristic properties of compound, or you have to write it down in a difference when they will ask you write a difference between molecule and compound, or element and molecule, or element and compound. Now let us understand that when any such kind of difference will come, then what all points we will write. This is a consolidated table for the difference of element, compound and mixture. So if you will get a question to write a difference in between any of the two from this, you will be able to write by remembering this 4 points for each. So first is element. So this 1 point is same for this 3, that we are talking about atoms in element, compound and mixture. So first point we are talking about is atom. What are kind of atoms we will have in elements, compounds and mixture? So for atoms, element contains one kind of atoms only. If we are talking about hydrogen, then hydrogen has only one kind of atom. Then what about compound? Compound contains 2 or more kind of atoms. We know that carbon dioxide, then carbon and oxygen. These 2 different kind of atoms will be there in compound. So now what about mixture? It contains 2 or more kind of element or compound. Mixture can be of 2 elements like iron and sulfur, or it can be a mixture of iron sulfide and a sand. So there are 2 different compounds, there are 2 different elements. So mixture contains 2 or more. Mixture is containing always 2 or more components, then only it is called mixture. So it contains 2 or more kind of elements or compound. So this topic is entirely for atoms. So what kind of atoms will be there in elements, what kind of atoms will be there in compound, and what kinds of atoms will be there in mixture. Now we are talking about in second point that can we separate them or can we break them? That we cannot break any element. Then we cannot break any compound by physical means. Break them by physical means. But we can separate them with chemical reaction. So we can separate them with chemical reaction. You can mention that if you want. Then we can separate them by physical means. Now all this physical procedure like filtration, then evaporation, all those procedures are physical procedures. So we can separate mixture by physical procedure. But if you want to separate a compound, if you want to break a compound, we need only chemical reaction. We can separate them only by chemical means, but not by physical means. Next point, will they retain a property? What all atoms are there in elements or compound or mixture? How about their characteristic property? So elements have their own property. They have their own set of property. Now about compound. Compounds components property will differ from elements, and compound has its own set of property. So it will differ from the elements and compound has its own set of property. Then about mixture. Components retain their original property. If iron and sulfur we are mixing, then we can separate iron by magnetic separation, because iron has retained its property even though it has mixed with sulfur. So components will retain their original property in mixture, but in compound they will not retain their property. Now for example, element hydrogen and carbon, and for a compound H2O or carbon dioxide. You can write any of the mixture here, mixture of iron and sulfur. So like this you can remember the points and it will be easy for you to write down the difference between any of these two.